Chris Watson, and welcome to this edition of the NYSPHSAA Captains Club, presented by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. Today we're at West Seneca East High School in Section 6 to introduce you to Kooper Aiken. Now, on the surface, Kooper's story of a high school football player sounds a lot like everybody else's. He's become part of a team, made friends, and lasting memories he'll never forget. But when you dig a little bit deeper, Kooper's journey to the varsity football team is even more remarkable.
I think the first, kind of impression for me was, like the Tasmanian Devil. He wasn't very big. He didn't look like, this kid could play defensive line. It's not one of those. But when you did put him in there, he just creates havoc everywhere he goes.
It's not hard to find Kooper Aiken on the football field. You can look for number 64 in black, green, or gold, or you can just look for the most disruptive defensive player on the field at all times.
He never stops going. Sometimes it gets a little annoying, but it's Kooper. You can't get mad at him. He's a great guy. I wouldn't rather have anybody on our team. He's amazing.
For Coop, there's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every day is game day.
He gives us an excitement for practice. He lets all of our guys get better, blocking them. He gets everyone better. He gets them all ready for the games. Then he does a lot of stuff during the games too. He goes crazy.
If it's game day, you have to block number 64. If it's practice, he's number 0. The number might change, but the intensity doesn't.
I've probably said it a million times in practice. Can anybody block Kooper? Do I have somebody that can block Kooper today?
And more often than not, the answer is no. Kooper is a vital member of the West Seneca East football team. He also plays lacrosse, wrestles, and played basketball last season, which is even more impressive when you find out that Kooper has high-functioning autism.
The worst time of wasted time because I want to stay at home. I want to just stay in that couch potato mode. But getting out here, when you're moving in here, it's way more fun. But you have to get going though. I complain about having to get up and go, get in the car, leave. But once you start playing, it's easy to forget everything and just get in the game mood.
It takes my breath away sometimes. It's just seeing where he started to where he is now and just all the obstacles overcame. It's crazy. I get so proud talking about him.
Kooper was diagnosed with autism later in life by some standards, and playing sports has always given him a way to balance his energy.
Main thing is that I've always been active. So even when I'm at home, if I have a video game, I'm moving around, jumping up and down, in excitement, can't sit still. And then sports, they allow me to get worn out a little because I'm always running. So I can actually relax at home.
When Kooper was diagnosed and seeing him as a younger kid, we never thought he was going to have a ton of friends. These are people that look up to him as a leader. We never thought that was going to happen, but football gave him that opportunity. And that's really what overtook everything else. Kooper's a whole person he is now because of football, and football gave him impact and gave him a lifestyle. And he's revolved his life around football, and the positives came with it.
Sports brings people together. Fans, communities, and most of all, teammates.
Before football, I didn't talk to these guys, but now that we have something we bond over and we become a family because of that, it just shows that no matter what you got going on or what you're going through, you always got your team, you got your brothers.
To see him have friends and teammates, we were at the last football game and they were cheering his name, and you're just wow, you don't see that because the childhood wasn't the same as other childhood, and to see that it was sports, and sports have made teammates, friendships, lifelong friends.
Just through his play, he's earned the respect of his teammates. He's got friends, because he's on football and the football guys, and there's kind of a brotherhood out here, and these guys take care of each other. Where if he wasn't part of the football team, we don't know what those interactions would be inside the school. So I think it's really given him a really safe place and a lot of guys that got his back.
And it's not just on the football field where Kooper has grown. Those closest to him have seen a difference in school as well.
Kooper's well liked by his peers, by the teachers, by the other adults in the building. When Kooper is out and about, he's always talking to somebody, always having a conversation. If you go and approach him, he's always willing to have a conversation just about anything.
Academically, because of football, he's doing great in school, and the teachers, he's approachable, they like him, and it was truly a dam opened up.
And if you're worried about Kooper getting hurt because of his size or his perceived disability, don't. Kooper can hold his own, and then some.
It's important to know there is a place for these sports, and if they're coached correctly, it's a safe sport. And he's learned it safely, and again, he goes up against ginormous guys. and he knocks them down, holds them up, and you don't understand it, but he's learned properly and safely. And so, you know, knock on wood, it stays that way.
I really don't try to treat anybody too differently, whether they're coming at me with other kinds of conditions. I try to treat all the guys the same. And I think Cooper's, you know, he's just adapted to that. He knows I'm not gonna, you know, sugarcoat anything or anything like that. And, you know, he's adapted to me, I've adapted to him a little bit, and it's just become a great relationship.
To be successful in anything, life, work, or football, you have to attack it like Kooper attacks playing sports.
Try to find something that you enjoy, work hard at it, because if you do it half-assed, pardon the language, but if you do it half-assed, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to enjoy it, even if you know it's something you like. In life, that's just a message, because work half-hard at something, at times going to feel slow and it's going to feel like you're wasting your life, but do it hard, make it feel worthwhile. That can just help you so much.
It puts a smile on my face knowing that anybody can play football if they got the heart for it. I mean, he day in and day out, he's working himself at practice and putting his all out for everybody and his teammates. I mean, this is like a brotherhood here. He loves being here.
I'll say it all the time, you know, I'll take Coop and put him in your gigantic body, and I want to see you have a motor like that to the other guys, you know. I wish all of you could give what he gives every single day.
When he was diagnosed with autism, his family didn't know what life was going to be like for Kooper Aiken. But football has helped him on his journey, and Kooper has helped so many more than he knows along the way.
To see him not understand the impact he's making and just have the self-confidence, but he's making an impact to others and it's interesting, he's not aware of how big of an impact it is, because he doesn't know what's different.
And we don't look at people by what they can't do, we look at people by what they can do. So to us, it doesn't matter if he has a disability or not. If he can be a functioning member of this team, that's what we care about. And also we can have him as a friend. Like I said, it's a brotherhood.
It's heart-wrenching just thinking about all the obstacles overcame and just seeing him out there on the team, like seeing him hang with his teammates, just seeing me cheering his name when he gets a sack. Like those are the moments I'm gonna remember for the rest of his life. That's what he was saying at his wedding. Remember you were a senior in high school. It's just, it's so heart-wrenching, it's so awesome. It's just, I could cry just talking about it. It's so amazing.
When I look at some kids on the sidelines and then you look at Kooper cheering and celebrating and some of the photos that we've caught of him celebrating just as hard for somebody else getting the touchdown, that's what sports is. It is enjoyable for some people, but in our case, I want to say it's been life-changing.
The goal of every Captains Club story that we tell is to inspire. And in this case, inspiring may not be a strong enough word.
I think he's a role model. I think he's a kid who shows that if you work hard and you put yourself out there, that you can accomplish whatever you want.
Groundbreaking. It's like you don't see sometimes people, the conditions like this, they don't want to come on the field, they don't want to do stuff like this, and they really should.
Honestly, I'm just kind of playing sports how I do. I don't hesitate, I just do it. I don't think that much. I have my coaches for that.
He's breaking so many barriers, and you tell someone that a kid with autism is playing football, they're like, what do you mean? No, Kooper does that. He does it well too. He shocks everyone, and that's what's so awesome.
I feel through sports, Kooper has a leg up on that next step of his life. It's to be president. If that's what he wants to be.
That's
first
what I had heard. That was the next goal.
First it's NFL, then it's president. But you know, I think he'll be successful in all he does because he's very tunnel vision, focused. But he has so much fun. They always say don't judge a book by its cover. You know, and that would be Kooper. Like there's a lot inside yet, and many pages yet to be written, and it's exciting.
Kooper is off to college next year, and in case you're wondering, football is very much on his radar at the next level, and we can't wait to watch it happen. For this edition of the NYSPHSAA Captains Club, presented by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association, I'm Chris Watson. We'll see you next time.